Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Welcome to another episode of the Nico Chronicles. It is a beautiful Thursday evening on the night of June 8th, 2017. As always, I am your host, the one, the only, Nico Saracino. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 47 of TNC. This is take two. For those of you who tuned in about like 30 seconds ago, sorry about that. We were having some technical issues with Facebook Live, but nonetheless, we're back. Better than ever. If you guys want to tune in, the link, of course, is facebook.com/The Nico Chronicles. You can also catch me on the stream, thenicochronicles.wix.com/The Nico Chronicles. Or, of course, if you want to chat with me, if you want to hear my voice some more and call in, feel free to call 701-801-2251. Press the number 5. Numero 5 to chat, and I'll go ahead and let you through. But thank you guys so much for tuning in to the show. It's been a couple weeks. It's been a roller coaster ride. Excuse me. It's been a roller coaster ride with the technology as of late. You guys probably hear me from time to time talking about the technology and stuff from time to time. My laptop kind of experiencing some issues. Not that it's important, but it's having some issues. So a lot of the times during the broadcasts, we were kind of getting cut off there. So I've offered an alternative as of now, using some other form of technology. So we'll see how this goes. But thanks for joining us tonight. We have a lot to cover tonight. Not necessarily many topics, but a lot of content, so to speak. But first of all, shout out to my beautiful niece Enza. She is 8 weeks, turning 8 weeks old today. We were talking about this earlier with my parents. Actually, for some reason I was convinced that she was 7 weeks. I guess I somehow managed to lose track. But she is 8 weeks old today, so shout out to my little niece Enza, and shout out to my parents actually who are tuning in via Facebook Live. So, thanks for your comments, guys. And happy 8 weeks to Enza. But, I really want to get into the meat and potatoes, so to speak, which is the NBA Finals, which has been very exciting, despite what the results are showing, despite what the series is showing. But before I get to that, I want to acknowledge the FAU Football Owls. Shout out to them. Their schedule was released earlier this week, and Lane Kiffin we don't know what he's going to bring to the team. He has experience at USC, Alabama as the offensive coordinator. But one thing's for sure, he's bringing exposure to this Florida Atlantic University program. I think FAU, if they weren't on the map, they are starting to be on the map. Their football team, of course, they are Division I. It's frustrating. Recruiting difficult. You got to compete with the University of Miami, University of Florida, Florida State University. There's a lot of competition to pick up the best players around the country. And Florida, the state of Florida itself has a very good recruiting class for football. So it's tough, but you got to give them credit because exposure's gaining. We picked up quite a few 3-star and above prospects on signing day this past year. And it was recently announced that 10 of the 12 games this season are going to be broadcasted on TV. That's via beIN Sports, CBS Sports Network, and some other channels. So, congratulations to the Owls on that accomplishment. So, I thought that was interesting. I just had to share that. And NBA playoffs, guys. It's been a few weeks. As I said, I was on hiatus last week. Didn't have the show. It's been a few weeks since I've been able to talk about the NBA. So, I figured this was a great chance. For those of you who, for some reason, do not follow it, of course, I cannot attest to that. I'm a huge NBA fan, as you guys know. I say it time and time again. But for you guys who don't follow it, it is currently between the Golden State Warriors from the Western Conference and, of course, the Cleveland Cavaliers of the Eastern Conference. And right now, the Cavs are trailing that series, or I should say the Warriors are leading that series 3-0. Last night at 9 p.m. Eastern was Game 3, and I personally stayed up to watch it. For those of you who did see it, or missed it for the matter. Warriors won. It was a thriller to the very end. I mean, final score 118-113. 118-113. But a lot of drama. A lot of drama was instilled. Okay, let me walk you guys through this real quick. Just to put some stuff in perspective. I just want to cover I want to go through a couple stats with you guys because this is pretty interesting. I don't know if you guys can still see me, but this is pretty interesting. The stats from yesterday. First of all, LeBron James. I mean, I think a lot of people will argue that LBJ is pretty much not human. But LeBron James, okay, 46 minutes. Okay, he literally played like 90% of the game. His only rest was I think it was with 1:49 left in the third quarter. All right, he rested 30 seconds, I think, later, maybe early in the fourth, but he was out there majority of the time. Okay, so those 2 minutes. An article, I believe, on Bleacher Report, or it might have been another source. It might have been another website, but a lot of people are arguing those 2 minutes cost the Cavs the game. You know how ridiculous as that sounds. So that's a tough pill to swallow if you're a Cavs fan. It really is, because look at LeBron's stat line here, okay? In 46 minutes, literally carried the team on his back. Okay? 39 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists. Even Kyrie. Him and Kyrie combined for 77 points. Kyrie Irving had 38 points on the night for Kyrie in 44 minutes. 3 assists and 6 rebounds. I mean, I don't know what else you can ask from these two. And even Kevin Love, 9 points. He had 9 points and 13 assists. So he's doing it on the rebounding end at least. But so you combine them, 77 plus 9. 86 of the 113 points were from LeBron James, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Love. And they lose. I mean, the bench was non-existent practically. I mean, Kyle Korver had 8 points. That was essentially it. Okay, J.R. Smith, you got to give him credit. He had 16 points. But what was surprising about J.R. Smith was that he went scoreless the first 2 games. Which is just crazy to think. Because he's one of those streaky shooters that when he catches fire, he can hit a few buckets quick. So he had an off night, and this is like, quite frankly, it was a bad time to not be on point, because in my opinion, game 3 for them was, at the Q in Cleveland. It was a must-win for the Cavs. Is the series necessarily over? By no means, but there's just a lot of factors that went into this game that I want to run through. Okay, so with about 3 minutes left, the Cavs were up by 6. Okay? 3 minutes left in the game, Cavs up by 6. And that was really the turning point of the game. Okay? 3:09 remaining in the game, to be precise. Cavs are up 113-107. J.R. Smith hits a nice 3-pointer off a driving kick. And after that, you guys noticed the score. 118-113 was the final. So they didn't score for the final 3 minutes and 9 seconds of the game. It was their longest drought of the night, and it could not have come at a worse time, unfortunately. I know Cavs fans don't want to hear that. I know they don't want to be reminded about that, but that's what happened. That's what happened, quite honestly. So, a tough pill to swallow, and that was when the Warriors took over. I mean, we go through the play-by-play here. Steph Curry to the hole. James misses a jumper. That next possession, Durant hits a 2. So that brings the Warriors within a point. Okay, it's 113-112. And with about 49 seconds left in the game. Okay? 49 seconds left in the game. It's 113-112. What does Kevin Durant do? calmly dribbles it up the court, makes sure he's behind the line, and hits a three-pointer. Boom. Right over LeBron. Now there's a debate. Was LeBron tired? Did stamina play a role in the end of this game? Who knows? Because LeBron and Kyrie Irving, LeBron and Kyrie were combined 111 from the field in the fourth quarter. Interesting stat I heard on ESPN First Take this morning. LeBron and Kyrie, who combined for 77 points in the ballgame. They are combined 1 for 11 in the fourth. I mean, how do you explain that? I'll say it again. 1 for 11 from the field. Two of the top premier players in the league. I mean, I know it's easier said than done, but how do they not manage to at least draw a foul? You know, a reaching foul, a shooting foul, blocking foul, you name it. Kyrie, especially. He went for a stretch in that third quarter. I think he scored 21 points in the third. He, at one point, scored an acrobatic layup. I don't know how the heck he made this, over 4 defenders. It was a 4-1 break. I don't think he was even looking at the basket. He throws it up and somehow manages to get it in. Manages to get it in. That's Uncle Drew right there. So this guy's capable, kind of like Carmelo Anthony. He can be compared to him. He's a capable scorer. He can score in bunches when he's called upon. Same with LeBron. LeBron just happened to disappear in the last 309. It's just unexplainable. I don't know. That's why it has to be stamina, because this guy, other than that, has played out of this planet. You know, he's a number one player for a reason, okay? The fact that he's been able to carry these teams has been impressive. So after the Warriors took that 115-113 lead, that was pretty much it. I mean, the rest was history at that point. The game was over, and no team really led by more than 6 throughout the game. I believe after the first quarter, that was when the Cavs had their biggest lead. They led by 6. The Warriors actually, my mistake, I think we're leading by 9 in the second quarter. So, this sets up an interesting situation. The Warriors rather, as you guys know, currently 15-0 in the postseason. So, 1 win away from winning the title. 1 win away from being undefeated in the playoffs, which has not been done ever. And I mean, do you think they have last year in their minds, in the back of their minds? Absolutely. Okay, they absolutely have last year. The 2016 NBA Finals. Game 3 was tough for them last year. They lost that game 120-90 at the Q. So different result this year. And you look at that, it was a 2-1 series lead after Game 3 for the Warriors last year. They end up winning Game 4 in Cleveland with the 3-1 lead, the historic 3-1 lead. And what happens? They lose 4 in a row, which was a monumental collapse by the Warriors. So I don't think they've forgotten about that since then. And since then, they've made quite a few changes, including picking up Kevin Durant. So you think they're out for revenge? Absolutely. Absolutely. So it's been interesting. And you look at Kevin Durant, these NBA Finals. You know, he's trying to make a statement. I think he's the number 2 player in the NBA right now. On the planet, I should say. You look at these NBA Finals, though. He's averaging a double-double, almost a triple-double. 34 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists in these first 3 games. So you best believe they're going to do their best to really close this out in Game 4, because you don't want to give the Cavaliers any sort of hope. They're not going to give up. They're not going to back down. This is the NBA Finals. Okay, the top 2 teams in the NBA from each respective conference. And now, a lot of questions are going to arise after this championship. If the Warriors, in fact, go on to win, if they don't win tomorrow, if they win Game 5. The question is, how much longer are the Warriors going to be relevant? All 4 of those superstars, Klay Thompson, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, Andrew Draymond Green, all of them are under 30. So, I mean, It depends. We'll see what happens. But you look at the Eastern Conference with the Cavs. There's no one that can really compete with them besides the Boston Celtics. Isaiah Thomas, Drake Crowder, Avery Bradley, those kind of guys. They have a pretty good squad. I mean, they're still not at their level yet. That's the problem. So, for at least a few more years, LeBron is 32 years old. He's still got a few years left in him. The question is, are they ever going to get to the point of Golden State? Or even San Antonio, for that matter? You know, the West, it's been the elite conference for quite a few years. I mean, the All-Star game doesn't always indicate that with the scoring. The West doesn't always win those games, but the teams play at a different pace, I think. That was the problem. LeBron's been running back and up the court, back and forth on the court, and even the other guys in Cleveland. They are struggling with the fast pace of the Golden State Warriors. Now, don't get me wrong. Are the Cavaliers a fast-running team? Sure. But then on the other end, it's the whole other level when you look at Golden State. That's the issue at hand there. Okay? And I was talking about that article earlier. It was SB Nation. It reads the title, "The Warriors beat the Cavs in the 2 minutes LeBron James was on the bench." And, yeah. It's interesting. I'm just reading through this. In the 2 minutes LeBron was on the bench in that third quarter, in those 2 minutes LeBron was on the bench in that third quarter, Golden State scored 12 points. Okay, that put them up 7, I believe, 6 or 7 points. And that quite frankly, that could have made the difference. And again, LeBron, 15 of 27 from the field. That's pretty efficient shooting considering. It's just, I don't want to sound redundant, but what else can the guy do? Does he need to average a triple-double? Russell Westbrook style? My apologies. Does he need 4 more assists to complete the stat line? No, I mean, do you think he cares about the stats? It's a supplement if they win. It's a plus. But he wants another ring. When he came to the Cavs last year, he promised a ring. And he delivered. After 50-plus years, the Cleveland Cavaliers got their first ring. Cleveland Cavaliers. And the first for a Cleveland franchise, sports franchise, in 50-plus years as well, I believe. But by no means is he satisfied by that. By no means whatsoever. And I was scrolling through social media today. It's just funny. You got to feel bad for LeBron because he's taking so much heat. It all falls on his shoulders. When you're a player of that caliber, I guess that comes with the territory. But now, according to Bleacher Report, there have been some rumors circulating that when LeBron is a free agent in the summer of 2018, which is after next season, he's rumored to have interest in either the LA Clippers or the LA Lakers, which is very interesting. Unnamed sources are saying this is due. Unnamed sources are saying this is due to the fact that LeBron has a house in the LA area, which is interesting. LeBron does have a house in the LA area, which is close to the Staples Center. That's interesting. So, you never know what's going to happen. You really don't. So, I'm wondering to see how that's going to go. How, in fact, is that going to go down for LeBron James? It's going to be fun to see. It is, but Brianna, you seem confused. Yeah, I'm talking about my boy LeBron James. He could go to the Clippers. Who the heck knows? You never know, but nonetheless, Game 5, or Game 4 rather, is going to be tomorrow. 9 p.m. Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Pacific Time. Be sure to check that out, guys. Okay, it's going to be a good one. You best believe the Cavs are not going to go down without a fight. But I expect a sweep from the Golden State Warriors, quite honestly. I expect a sweep. So we'll see. I will discuss after the game tomorrow, or offer my feedback at some point. You got your bays mixed up there, Brianna. Gabrielle Union's actually dating, or I think she's married to Dwayne Wade, actually, if I'm not mistaken. I did not know that fun fact, but yeah, that is Dwayne Wade's wife. She's very beautiful, by the way. That's a pretty good power couple right there. I did not know that fun fact either, but as my guess what, guys, my laptop. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, but anyway, my laptop over here. I don't know how this manages to happen again. Okay. This is extremely frustrating because it was 100%. It was 100% when I plugged it in. And it just died. So, you guys are witnessing real TV right here. But anyway. Tune in to Game 4, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 47. I love you all. Until next week. I will try my best to be back next week. Technology permitting. I'll try to work out the kinks of this and see if I can get a more efficient way. But thanks for tuning in to episode 47, guys. Have yourselves a great rest of the Thursday evening. Have yourselves a fantastic weekend. Okay, it's supposed to be warm here on the East Coast. Even across the country. Spring is here. Summer's coming. So get out and enjoy it. I'll talk to you guys next week. I love you and take care.